Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my first impressions look on the brand new New Balance Kawhi 2. So this shoe is going for 160 bucks. It's pretty damn expensive, but they kept it the same price as the Kawhi 1, so that I guess that's a good thing. But 160 bucks still, that's pretty damn expensive, right? And it is available. It's on New Balance, it's on like Foot Locker, Dick's Sporting Goods, it's on like everything. So if you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave an affiliate link in the description box. But let's get it started off with the Tracciones, and in this colorway, this is the new money colorway, by the way. It's a really cool colorway. It's inspired by the $100 bill, like the new $100 bill. It kind of has like that blue color to it. But anyways, in this colorway, we have a translucent outsole, right? So here in the forefoot and here in the heel, we do have some translucent parts, and then here in the middle of the shoe, we have like a solid rubber, and this color is kind of like that green blue colorway. And it kind of reminds me of like the Statue of Liberty color, you know? But anyways, for the traction, so trying it on my wood floors, it seems okay, right? And I also did play in it. I just came from the gym like an hour ago, and I played in this for a little bit, like an hour or two. And the traction was pretty good for my first time playing in it. I wouldn't say it was like very good. It seemed to slip a little bit and was picking up a little bit of dust. Also, another thing that kind of sucks about it is that it's very silent. You know, it would squeak a little bit, but for the most part, it was very silent. I feel like once I break it in a little bit, it'll get a little bit squeakier, but we'll have to see on that. So right now it's feeling pretty good, but it does pick up a little bit of dust. Hopefully also once I keep playing in it, the bite gets a little bit better. I mean, like right now it seems okay, but it's not top tier yet. Also, as far as the durability goes, the durability seems really good. The grooves are very thick and the rubber is super hard. Also, the grooves are super deep. So here in the forefoot and here in the heel, I feel like even if you're playing on an outdoor court, you should be fine. It seems like a very durable outsole. And also here in the middle of the outsole, we have a midfoot shin plate, right? So we can see that it's just here in the middle of the outsole, but it also extends all the way here into the forefoot, right? The shape kind of goes up into your big toe a little bit, right? So they are saying this is a full length performance plate, and I guess this, I mean, it is kind of full length, but it only kind of extends here into the big toe area. But anyways, we have a full length performance plate, so there's that. And also we can see like the planets on the outsole. Like here on this, it says Moon and Jupiter and stuff like that. And then on this one, I feel like these are like the symbols for some of the planets. I'm not 100% sure. But the traction right now is seeming pretty good. All right, moving on to the heel to toe transition. So here in the heel, we have a very nice curved shape, although we have this cage, right? And as you guys can see, it cages the cushion a lot here in the heel. So it doesn't allow for that much compression, which kind of sucks, but you know, it seems overall very smooth because of this shape. And here in the forefoot, we have a nice curved shape as well, and we have a lot of forefoot flex. Look at that, super flexible here in the forefoot, even though we do have that midfoot shin plate. So heel to toe transition right now feels pretty damn smooth. Moving on to the cushioning setup. So we have full length fuel cell, very similar to the first Kawhi. And fuel cell is super nice, right? Fuel cell is soft, it gives a good amount of compression, great impact protection, and also a little bit of bounce, which I really like. So here, like I mentioned, in the heel, the midsole is pretty damn caged, like the entire heel, look at that. And I really like this heel counter in this colorway. It's just gold, and it's reflective as well, so that looks really cool. But as you guys can see, the rubber outsole comes up to cage it a little bit, and we have this, it's not really an external heel counter, you know, because it doesn't really cage the heel all too much, it just cages the foam. But either way, it doesn't allow the midsole to compress that much. But also, I mean, fuel cell is very soft, so there is still a little bit of compression like right here. So that feels pretty nice, but I do wish they would have left it a little bit more exposed. And for court feel, you feel pretty damn low to the ground, which feels very nice. You know, here in the forefoot, you're really low, and then here in the heel, it gets a little bit higher. There seems to be an offset. And then as far as the insole goes, so the insole looks pretty cool, right? So we can see a hand in this graphic, and I'm not really sure what all these symbols mean, but there's a lot of symbols. I'm guessing that it has something to do with the planets or whatever. But it's like a regular Orsolite insole. It doesn't add too much comfort, but it's all right. And then for the strobo board is kind of stiff. You know, I mean, there is a little bit of give when I press it with my finger. But for the most part, it's more on the stiffer side of things. So step and comfort is alright, but overall the cushioning setup is really nice. You know, I feel like it's gonna be a overall very responsive cushioning setup with great court feel, adequate impact protection, but I don't think it's gonna be like anything crazy. You know, just a little bit of compression, nothing too bouncy, nothing too soft or anything. And for me, that's alright. You know, I do like a responsive cushioning setup, but again, if you're looking for something crazy, you know, like the Zoom GT Cut, the KD14 with a lot of bounce with that full-length Zoom stroller unit. Obviously, this is not the best cushioning setup, but if you're looking for like a responsive cushioning setup, this feels pretty damn nice so far. All right, now moving on to the material. So they're calling this the Fit Weave Light material, right? So if you guys can remember the Kawhi 1, this material is so damn stiff, right? And this is broken in. It's just a lot of glue, a lot of fuse. It just doesn't feel that soft, right? Especially like this entire upper doesn't feel that soft and that comfortable. And they upgraded it a lot here in the Kawhi 2, which I really like, right? So here in the 4 foot, just look at that. It's so damn soft. It's really, really thin, but they did add a little bit of, or actually a good amount of fuse here at the tip of the toe box for extra added support and durability. As you guys can see, it kind of like extends here into the lateral side. So that feels really nice. It seems like there is like the see-through mesh material over another material, but either way, it's just still really, really thin and stays extremely thin here in the midfoot as well. Just look at that. Super duper thin. I love it. And for the tongue, we have a half booty construction tongue for a better overall one-to-one fit. And for the padding, there's not a whole lot of padding actually. Now I would say it's pretty minimal, but that's like on top of the tongue right here, right? Here in the middle of the tongue right here, or like on the bottom part of the tongue, that does feel nice and cozy on top of your midfoot. And then here in the ankle area, I would also say there's a pretty minimal amount of padding, which does surprise me. And also another thing that did worry me is this heel part right here, right? With the Achilles, just because here in the Kawhi 1, this part was extremely stiff, right? Look at that, it doesn't even move. So when I played in it, it bothered my Achilles a lot. So I really couldn't play in the Kawhi 1, but here in the Kawhi 2, it's actually, look at that. It's a lot softer and there is a good amount of foam. It doesn't feel like super stiff or anything. So that actually feels a lot better in my opinion. So the overall material is definitely an upgrade for me over the Kawhi 1, just because the Kawhi 1 was just so damn stiff and like glued down. The Kawhi 2 feels a lot thinner and a lot softer, and it also conforms to your foot a lot better too. So I'm really liking the Fit Weave Light material that they're using here in the Kawhi 2. Also, as far as like little details go, as you guys can see, we can see it says like Congress, and like I'm sure all this stuff is on the $100 bill. Also, there's 100 here on the tongue, but then like there are different fonts on both pairs of the shoe, which is pretty cool. And also here in the back, it says 2 for Kawhi 2, obviously. Now moving on to the fit, I went true to size and it fits me really well, but it's super snug, guys, right? So here in the toe box, it's extremely snug. I can barely curl my toes up, and also it's pretty damn narrow. And it stays narrow not only here where like my pinky toe is, but it stays narrow all the way here into the midfoot area. And it's kind of giving me needles, you know? So it's even narrow for me, and I have a skinny foot. So this shoe is pretty damn narrow, so do watch out for that. If you have a normal size foot, lengthwise, you should go true to size, right? But just be careful of the width, just because, like I said, it is narrow. And if you don't want that, I would probably suggest going up half a size. If you have a wide foot, or you want to roomier fit here in the toe box, probably stay away from this shoe. I mean, like, it's really narrow and really snug. So I mean, I feel like even if you did go up like a full size, it'll still be kind of tight. So do be careful with that. But if you have a skinny foot or you want a really snug fit, this fits really, really well here in the Kawhi 2s. Alright, moving on to the support and lockdown. I feel like it's going to be good, right? So here in the Kawhi 1, it was really, really supportive, just because this overall material was very, very supportive. You can see all the fuse here on the lateral side and the external heel counter. Here in the Kawhi 2, we have the fuse material, like I said, that extends here into the lateral side, stiffening up the material a little bit, which does add for support. And also we have a little bit of this is actually the outsole. This is the outsole that comes up to act as a cage here on the lateral side in the forefoot. It's not the foam. And then here in the heel, I guess this probably does act as like a sidewall a little bit, but there is an internal TPU heel counter, so lateral containment I feel like is going to be good in this shoe. I mean, support Kawhi's, I mean, there's only been one Kawhi, but the Kawhi has been it's a very supportive shoe. So I feel like the Kawhi 2 is going to be very supportive in that aspect. Also, for lateral stability, I mean, there's not a crazy outrigger, but the midsole and outsole do protrude out a good amount here. Let's actually see which shoe's wider. It seems like the Kawhi 1 is a little bit wider, right? So just from like my first impressions with like playing in the shoe, like when I was walking around, I didn't really feel anything as far as lateral instability goes. But when I was playing in it, here in the heel, it's pretty damn rounded. As you guys can see, like look at that. It's a very rounded shape right here. And it's not super wide here in the heel either. So I felt a little unstable when I was landing, like doing heel strikes or kind of like doing heel dominant strides. It felt a little unstable in the heel. So that's just what I felt from like my first time use. But I don't think it's gonna be a huge deal. But of course, like even if there is a little bit of instability, that's just always in the back of my mind, which does suck. So hopefully I do get used to it or something like that, but we'll have to see. Also, this is like a high cut slash like mid cut shoe. It does go over the ankle bone, and the ankle support seems pretty good. Nothing like crazy. I don't think it restricts ankle movement that much, but of course I feel like it's a little bit better than a low top. All right, moving on to the weight of the shoe. It seems pretty damn light, you know. I'm guessing like 12 ounces actually. 11.5 ounces. Let's check the other pair. 11.46 ounces, and that's a lot lighter than the Kawhi one. This is one like what, 13 ounces? No, 14.74 ounces. Holy crap, guys. Yeah, hella heavy for the Kawhis. They shed off a lot of weight, a lot of bulk, and also a lot of stiffness from the material, and I really, really like that. But I also feel like they kept support where you need support, right? This doesn't feel like an unsupportive shoe, you know? So I love what they did here in the Kawhi 2 with the materials, with the overall lighter weight. So I'm liking it a lot better than the Kawhi 1 so far. Moving on to the aesthetics, I love it. It looks so much better than the Kawhi 1, doesn't it? The Kawhi 1 was alright. But the Kawhi 2 definitely is an improvement in design in my opinion. The overall silhouette looks better. This colorway also is so dope. Like it's inspired by the $100 bill. I love this color, like this really light green slash blue color looks awesome as well. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, the Kawhi 2 is feeling awesome, guys. A lightweight, very supportive. I love the material. Fit is super nice, although it is a little snug even for me. Full length fuel cell also feels great. Just two things that I'm worried about is I hope the traction gets a little bit better, and also the lateral stability here in the heel. But I feel like those are like just minor things right now, because like I said, I did play in it and the traction wasn't terrible. So anyways, my first impressions of the Kawhi 2 are looking really, really good, and I'm very excited to try it out. So that about wraps up my first impressions of the New Balance Kawhi 2. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave an affiliate link in the description box, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.